You lied to me, Matilda, Lizy shouted, her voice shaking the whole apartment. You let me fall for him. You let me look like a fool. Matilda's eyes were full of tears, but her face was hard with anger. And you went behind my back, Lizy. You knew I told you to stay away from him. Marco stood between them, confused and scared. He looked at Matilda, then at Lizy. Wait, what is happening? Why are you two fighting like this? Matilda's hands trembled. She opened her mouth, then closed it again. Her chest rose and fell, like she was trying to breathe through a storm. Finally, she whispered, Because he is not my brother. Marco blinked. What? Lizy froze. Then who is he? Matilda looked at Marco, and her voice broke into a cry. He is my son. The room went silent. Marco's face went pale. Lizy gasped, and Matilda, shaking, knew her secret would never be hidden again. Hi everyone, thanks for clicking on this story. Today we have a long, emotional drama about friendship, secrets, success, and a shocking truth that changes everything. Please stay until the end because the twist hits hard. And if you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Matilda and Lizy lived in America, in a big city where dreams could come true if you worked hard enough. Matilda was Italian, born and raised in Naples. She had moved to America many years ago with nothing but determination. Now she was 45, but people often thought she was in her early 30s. She had that natural Italian beauty, long dark hair, warm olive skin, sharp eyes, and a confident walk. She dressed like a businesswoman, but also like someone who loved life. Matilda owned La Stella, a famous Italian restaurant downtown. The place was always full. People came from far away just to taste her pasta, her seafood, and her secret family recipes. Critics loved her. Customers adored her. She was a success story everyone talked about. Her best friend Lizy was also 45, also stunning, also looking much younger than her age. Lizy was Afro-American, tall, elegant, with a smile so bright it could light a room. She was the kind of woman who could enter anywhere and make people look twice. She wore her hair in beautiful styles that changed every week, and she had a confident voice that made people listen. Lizy owned Lizy's Touch, the top beauty salon in the city. Even celebrities came there. Her salon had mirrors lined with golden lights, soft music always playing, and workers trained to make any customer feel like royalty. Lizy had built her business from the ground up. She was proud of herself, and Matilda was proud of her too. They were more than friends. They were partners in life. They helped each other, gave advice, and protected each other like sisters. They worked hard, but they also loved to enjoy life. They had a rule between themselves: no shame, no secrets, no judgment. But Matilda had one secret she had never told Lizy. One secret she had never even told the person it belonged to most. 25 years ago, Matilda was just a young woman in Italy. She was 20 years old, full of hope, but also scared of the world. She fell in love with a man who promised her everything. But when she got pregnant, he disappeared. Her family was strict and traditional. They panicked. They worried about gossip, honour, and shame. They told Matilda she would ruin the family name. She begged them to let her raise the baby as her own. They refused. Her parents made a hard decision for her. The baby would be raised as her younger brother. It was cruel, but in their minds it was the only way to protect the family. So when Marco was born, everyone called Matilda his sister. Her parents became his parents. Matilda had to pretend, even while her heart broke every day. She loved him deeply, but she had to hide the love in normal sister ways. Marco grew up believing Matilda was his big sister. He called her Sissy Matilda. He trusted her more than anyone. Matilda hated the lie, but time made it normal. Years passed. The secret became part of her bones. She told herself she was doing it to protect him, to keep his life simple, to keep him from becoming a target of family shame. Eventually, Matilda moved to America for work. Marco stayed in Italy. She visited when she could and sent money to help him. Lizy never knew any of this. Nobody in America knew. Matilda promised herself she would never let the truth come out. She didn't know life was about to prove her wrong. At 25, Marco flew to America to spend time with his sister and learn cooking at her restaurant. He was tall, athletic, with a strong jawline and warm brown eyes. He had messy dark hair and a charming Italian smile. People stared when he walked by. When Marco arrived, he hugged Matilda tightly. "Sissy, look at you!" Matilda smiled but felt fear. She loved him, but she was terrified of Lizy's reaction. Back at the apartment, Lizy was waiting. When Marco stepped inside, she nearly dropped her drink. "Matilda, who is that?" Matilda answered quickly. "He's my younger brother." "And Lizy? Take your eyes off him." Lizy laughed. "I'm just saying hello." But Matilda didn't laugh. She entering dead covering. The first week went fast. Marco worked at La Stella, and customers loved him. He had skill, charm, and confidence. Matilda watched with pride and fear. Lizy visited often. At first, she said she was checking on Matilda, but soon it became clear she wanted to see Marco too. She sat at the bar watching him cook. She teased him about his accent. He teased her back. One afternoon, Lizy waited outside drinking iced coffee. Marco stepped out holding ingredients. "You're still here?" he asked. "I could say the same." They talked for an hour. It felt easy, natural. When Lizy went home, she smiled without meaning to. She told herself, "He's Matilda's brother. I shouldn't feel like this." But feelings don't listen to rules. Soon they met secretly. Morning coffee, evening walks, late-night conversations. They weren't doing anything wrong, but they were hiding it from Matilda. And Matilda noticed. She saw Marco smiling at his phone. She saw Lizy fixing her hair. She felt the energy between them. One night she asked Marco, "Who are you texting?" He said, "No one important." That was when Matilda panicked. She began separating them. "Marco, stay late. Clean the freezer. Marco, come early. Marco, organize the storage room." Then she kept Lizy busy. "Help me at the salon today. Let's run errands. Come with me now, I need you." She even tried to send Marco away. He refused. One day Lizy confronted her. "Matilda, why are you acting like this? You're trying to keep me away from him." Matilda lied. "He's not good for you." Lizy stepped closer. "You're hiding something." And she was right. That night, Lizy came to talk. Marco was there too. The argument exploded. "You need to stop seeing him," Matilda shouted. Marco looked confused. "What do you mean?" Lizy pointed at Matilda. "She's been trying to separate us." Marco turned to Matilda. "Sissy, why?" Matilda broke. Her voice cracked. "He is not my brother." Marco froze. Lizy froze. Matilda whispered, "He is my son." The room went silent. Marco stepped back. "You, my mother?" Matilda cried. "Yes." Marco's voice shook. "You lied to me my whole life?" Matilda sobbed. I didn't choose it. I was forced. Lizy covered her face. Matilda, why didn't you trust me? Because I was ashamed. The fight grew, yelling, crying, heartbreak. 3 lives breaking at the same time. Hours later, silence. Marco sat on the couch, head down. Matilda sat on the floor, crying. Lizy stood by the window. Finally, Marco said, I need time, but I don't hate you. Matilda nodded. I'll wait as long as you want. Lizy said softly, I'm hurt, but I understand. Marco asked to hear the whole story. Matilda told them everything. Italy, her parents, the shame, the lie. The next days were hard. Marco cried sometimes. He hugged Matilda sometimes. Then he pulled away again. Matilda stayed patient. She cooked for him. She talked to him honestly for the first time. Lizy supported both of them. Slowly, the healing began. Marco started calling her Mama sometimes, quietly, carefully, testing the word. Matilda cried every time. Lizy and Matilda rebuilt their friendship, stronger than before. They chose honesty. They chose family. They chose forgiveness. They weren't perfect people, but they were real, and they were trying. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.